So maybe you just want to start with one knee, pushing one knee back, and then trying for the second. So we're getting 2 in 1, that nice low back stretch. And some work into the hamstrings. 2 minutes. That's why we do this one a little bit shorter, so if you feel funny, please come down. Otherwise, maybe push that edge a little further. You see that? We're not here for pain, possibly discomfort, but speaking again of contentment, which in Sanskrit is santosha. And in one of my readings, it just had a simple sentence, to accept each moment the way it is. And it kind of resonated with me. And yoga, although we're practicing our asana and our poses, is a lot bigger than that. I've been studying Raja Yoga, which is the 8 limbs of yoga. So being our poses, one tiny aspect of that. I'll finish my sentence after we get done because you guys are almost finished. 5 more seconds. Good. Now let's carefully roll all the way back up to a standing position. Move the knees a little bit, just back and forth. Take a big inhale, hands go up. And then drop the hands back down. We're going to forward fold again, all the way down, but just come down onto our knees. In fact, we'll take the left knee forward, and you're headed into your pigeon, or in Yin, we call it swan. So we're going to take that left knee towards the top left corner of the mat. And here's where your edge might come into play. If you can push that foot a little more parallel to the top of the mat. If that feels like too much, bring it a little closer in. Pick the hips up and drop them down, so the right leg is nice and long and the toes are on the ground. Now we're going to stay up here for our first minute here. We're going to be here for 3 minutes. So sitting up nice and straight, plant the hands right out in front of you, good. And if you feel like you need a block or a mat underneath the left hip, go for it, because we want to keep the hips nice and parallel, right towards the ground. Good. Do you want anything, Kathy?
I'll take the one.
Okay. You look good. So when we're sitting up like this, we're getting a little bit of a back bend. So stretching back into that low back, other direction. Maybe you could lift the shoulders up, push them back. 20 more seconds, and then we'll walk down and lower into your sleeping swan. Maybe while you're down there, you can play with that edge and move that front leg further forward. Big hip opener here. Start walking the hands down into your sleeping swan. So relaxing the upper body, but keeping the hip bones perfectly square. That looks perfect. Okay, we're going to be here for 2 minutes. So get comfortable. Everybody's perfectly square. This is good. Maybe as you exhale, those fingertips can walk a little further out. So I was saying in my studies that the 8 limbs, meaning that people who follow Raja Yoga, which is most everybody, the poses are just a tiny portion of the whole of yoga. So Santosha is one of the terms. in a larger term called the yamas and the niyamas. This is a niyama. So the yamas and the niyamas are ways we send ourselves out into this world and ways that we take care of ourselves. So santosha being contentment, one of those things we want inwardly to handle. There's lots of them. There's 10 in each one. The niyamas and niyamas. Being truthful, being nonviolent. Some of them seem kind of like no-brainers to me, really. One of the 8 limbs is pranayama, and all that means is breathing. So you could go technically through a yoga class and just work on different breathing techniques. So basically what I'm getting at is there's a lot more in the world of yoga than just working on the poses. Start to walk the hands back up. And the next pose you guys are gonna like, you're gonna take that back leg and just move it up. So like in bar, we have that pretzel position. You're gonna twist yourselves over. So this is actually your counter pose into your deer. And you're twisting over towards the left side. And then just walking the body and just settling in. Do a big twist and a really nice counter pose to the hip opener we just did. So staying here for 3 minutes. If you want, I can put your blanket, if you're uncomfortable, get the blanket underneath. Here. Yeah, you don't need it there. Perfect, that's gonna feel better. There you go. Perfect, Melissa. So, rotating the hips a different direction. Here's your counter pose. It feels really nice after doing that pigeon swan. This one is by Albert Schweitzer. It's called Giving Time. You must give some time to your fellow men, even if it's just a little thing. Do something for others, something for which you get no pay, but the privilege of doing it. I like that one. People honor us when they allow us to help them. It shows trust. Trust that we will not look down upon them for being weak or needy. Trust that we will not hold them in our debt. There's no gift too small to matter. No gift that doesn't give back to us as much as it gives to others. Take those knees back up into that windshield wiper and just take them back and forth. Windshield and moving back and forth. And then coming back into the pigeon on the other side, or the swan. So taking the right knee up towards the right side of the mat, and then adjusting where you want that toe to go. Yep, grab your blankets. Lift your bodies up and then settling back down so the hip bones are squared. We're gonna stay here lifted for 1 minute. So taking the shoulders and pushing them back behind, finding a little arch in the back. Now it's harder to sit here. Just close your eyes. So in yin, there are 26 different poses. I haven't hit you guys with all of them yet. We'll get there. But in varying forms, usually getting into the hips and spines, but we can do some into the shoulders too. And there's one called the dragon that I've heard if I do it to you guys, you won't ever come back and see me. But someday we're going to try it. 5 more seconds. Start to walk the hands down, release the upper body. But the dragon series involves lunges and holding lunge position, so we're going to work up to that one. A minute and a half left. Pushing that edge out a little bit further. About 30 seconds to go. Back up. And bringing that back leg up into a bent position. So your counter pose again is the deer on the other side. So twisting over to the right and removing that blanket. If you want to, you can set the blanket down at your forehead and you're just twisting and dropping down and relaxing into the deer. This is one of my favorites. Also a restorative pose, and we're hoping to get a restorative class going in the winter, which is similar in yin in that you hold poses for longer periods of time, but not as stressful on the muscles.